Okay, hey YouTube. I thought I'd quickly get another good and bad in. Um, I've jumped ahead there's a couple other games. There's a cheap um, Japanese anime style game in the A's, which I will do either probably Tuesday. I thought I'd quickly throw in an extra one while I'm filling up to it and while real life actually allows for it. So I thought I'd jump onto Conan. Conan Exiles, and I'll do that one. Like I did with the previous one, Agony. I'll show you some gameplay and all that, and point out the good and bad points. PvE. Okay, I think I'll move this thing, please. Region. Because I'm the Oceanic region, I'm choosing Oceanic. It's closer, less laggy. In the server lists, the all the way to the right, second last one is your ping. And then I believe the one after that, the level, is if you've played on it and your character's gotten a level on there. So if you've leveled up, your level displays there. I very rarely play this game anymore, purely because of the decisions that the company have made. They haven't pulled the CD Projekt and completely and utterly screwed over their entire customer base, but the area that made them all their money, consoles, they stabbed them in the back. For a quick rundown of how it happened, is they promised expansions, DLCs, whatever you want to call them. And then all of a sudden they turned and said, okay, actually it leaked to start with, but then they go, yes, we're making a new map. So all these console users who cannot download mods are going, yes, something new, a map. And then all of a sudden their websites turned around and gone, some big news is coming. And it had a clock, 7 days, and it was counting down. So every console user on the planet who cannot download mods have gone, yes, 7 days, they're going to announce the map's coming out. Console's getting something new. The second that clock went to 0, they done a live stream. And they've gone, the big news is the map's coming, but only for PC. Console users have to wait 6 to 12 months. It's like, what the actual? Console users have made you all your money with all your DLCs, made you famous for your game. PC users can download mods to give them extra maps and stuff like that, and you throw that in the console user's face. But then to top it off, since that announcement, the console has received nothing. PC has gotten the new map, and they have been tweaking it. But consoles have had nothing. Like 0. For months. Oh, at least 6. I'm pretty sure it's getting close to the 6-month mark now. They've had nothing. No cosmetic DLCs. No extra outfits. No new mechanics. Nothing. So that's where why the whole screwed over the console users. I want to choose an official server here, which would be... oh no, there's some at the top there. Oh, there's one right at the very top. I've already been on that one, so I'll choose that one. I'm trying to choose one that I haven't been on before, so that you can see the custom creation and stuff like that. I'll pre-warn you, there will be nudity. And it will be correct first person, CD Projekt. And it will be correct nudity sensor, CD Projekt. The game itself excluding the couple of little issues it has, things like occasionally character might do a weird animation, or when the servers are lagging, there's an issue with the nav meshing. For people who don't know what nav meshing is, it's where the programming knows your character is to hit compared to what you can see. When you're lagging, the nav meshing doesn't always load correctly, and you'll see a building piece, but you'll try to walk on it, and you'll either walk through it or you'll float above it, and it's super annoying. But excluding those kind of issues, the gameplay itself is very entertaining, and it is quite well done. It's just a shame that the company that made it decided to stab all the console users in the back. I must have already been on this one. Okay. I'll try another server. Next to my menu. Graphics. Just like the Agony game, the graphics are really good. In an actual fact, the people, the ones that say like Cyberpunk, they're going, oh, I'm surprised it runs on current gen PS4 and Xbox. Conan, Agony, Watch Dogs Legion, all those games, graphically, in my opinion, are just as good as Cyberpunk. So when people turn around and go, oh, I'm surprised this, I'm surprised that, get lost, you Gumby. It's a ping of 60. I'll try this one. Graphically, there are occasional times you'll see a graphical issue. All games, you see them. So, like for example, like you might go to water, and for water off at a certain angle or something like that, it'll be weird textured or something like that. All games do it. Some more than others. But yeah, so first off, we'll go settings. You got your usual video settings, usual audio settings, gameplay settings. This is where the nudity. There's two settings for nudity. This is what Cyberpunk should have done, and they can still do it. And I've been trying to get in touch with them to suggest it, because at the moment they know. But I'm not getting into that. There's this setting here, which is your nudity setting, and because I'm on a server, I don't have my server settings in those options. And then you got all your things like over the head text, your reticle, all that sort of stuff's in there. Then you got your controls, how sensitive your stick is, your usual stuff, and then you got your presets. And as you can see, if I go back into gameplay, nudity is on full. So be warned, nudity inbound. A lot of people don't realise you can actually go to your settings on this main menu. I do have it's a little older now, but I do have a video up on how to get your nudity setting correct. But you can choose male or female. If I go in, there's your male. And once you're in here, you can also still switch to male and female. So you're not locked in. There's no body editing per se. Like, you can't go, let's have a huge muscular person or something like that. You can't change how buff they are and all that. You can choose, if we go to body features, you can choose the overall size, whether they're large or small. All that really does is scales it up and down. Physique adds definition. So low physique or high physique is either smooth or ripped. So breast size does work for males and females. Obviously on a male, a larger breast, it's the pecs. And then endowment is the penis size. When it comes to the females, back up to here, and go into bodies, obviously because it doesn't have the feature like Cyberpunk has, where you can have a female with male and male with female. It's obviously the endowment isn't there, but everything else is. And same with physique, still works on females. Less toned, more toned, or less ripped, more ripped. There is also, where are we? Face is fairly well detailed, so you can customize a fair amount of your face, kind of make it your own. As you can see around the neck, there is the seam. That kind of stuff, you get it around the wrists quite often as well, and sometimes around the ankles. You can look past it. Head options, so you can, in the head option you can choose your skin tone, you can choose hair color, hairstyle. It is a little limiting in the different styles, but the fact that you can customize is there, and graphically looks quite nice. So as you can see, that seam is not noticeable now because I chose a different style. Voices, you've got the 4 main voices. So obviously feminine voice for the females, masculine voice for the males. Religion just is kind of like buff sets. It doesn't really benefit taking one over the other. It does give you a blueprint for the religion that you choose. So if a particular religion has a benefit, like just say a food that you can craft with minimum requirements, that can benefit you. Race literally does nothing except for give you a bit of role-play background. All religions, all races have exactly the same stats. The it's kind of like, think of a, like, if you're playing a game and you can choose like an Asian, an American, a European or something like that, but like your strength doesn't change, or your speed doesn't change. They're all the same. They all look a little different because obviously they're from different regions, but the stats are not different. And then you can go to where is it? I think some body. Some details. Religion. Oh, it's in, yeah, okay, it's in finalize. You can choose your name, stuff like that, and then as you can see, it gives you a randomized set of reasons why you were imprisoned, basically, because the Conan Exiles, the Exile Lands, is a prison, basically. Think Alcatraz or Shutter Island or something like that. It's that kind of thing. So you're on Escape from New York or Escape from LA, the old movies, if anyone's ever watched them. That kind of, like, they've walled off an area and that's a prison. That's what this is. So whatever happens inside there happens inside there. Pressing square or X on X on Xbox will bring up so you can change your name. I'm not going to bother changing my name. And then you can start. I should choose a male. Doesn't matter. So you can see the fact that it is proper uncensored, unlike CD Projekt. Okay, and then once you're in, it's gonna survive. It is, you drop into the world literally naked. If I bring up my inventory, I have nothing. I can craft a certain number of things. If you look over to the right, those 2 swords and these armor sets are all DLCs that I got for pre-ordering the game. But those pants and all that sort of stuff, they are all your first blueprints or recipes. grab that. Plug the headset in. Yeah, so you start off the game with a pair of pants, some gloves or wraps, sandals, and where it is there, and like a singlet type shirt. But as you can see, for those I require some fibre. So like in Ark, which I'm not going to show because I haven't got it installed, you got to grab fibre. Once you get enough fibre, come into here, and just to keep YouTube happy, I want to go pants first. So not anymore. Punch, oops. It obviously takes time to craft it. If you've got your own server, you can adjust all those settings on how fast it takes to make stuff. There's the map, so everyone's curious how big the map is. It's a decent size. If you hear about information about people complaining about the map's too small, those people are just idiots. It's way big enough to get to the volcano from where I am here. It's a fair hike. You're gonna be going for a while. It's not a 5-minute run. It's a good 20-minute run. And that's if you don't count the fact that you're dodging enemies. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly back out and grab another server. So I can choose a male character. Just to show all the correctnesses of the game, because these are good points. They've done this game correctly in this regard. My favourites, official. The regions, that's new. That was not always there. Latam. The Japanese is one of the more newer ones, because it used to be when it first came out it was American, Asian, European and Oceanic. That was all that was there. Then they added the Japanese one, and they also added the Latam, and I'm not sure what Latam is. But anyway, we want Oceanic because it's close by. And if I choose, we'll go that one. Yeah, so if you after a less buggy Ark, go Conan Exiles. But just be warned that the company has been bought out. Funcom has been bought by Tencent, a very large Asian cheap game maker, basically. I'm not going to do much changing of his details, but what I'm going to do is, if I want to turn that up, actually no, leave that where it is. Turn that one up. Turn that one up. Do what what people normally do when they play the game. I'm not going to change the name. I'm going to leave it as it is. And we don't care about the intro. So if you want to watch the intro, if you haven't played it and you want to watch the intro, you can watch the intro. Okay. If you rent your own server, or whatever, that message of the day can be changed in the settings. You can change that to whatever you want. So there's my mail. Again, with the whole nudity thing, I will try and get some pants on, so YouTube doesn't have a hissy fit. Again, I'm not advertising on the things, but what I'm going to quickly do is if I go to oops, first person, if I look down, it's because it's in combat stance. So this is why I need a weapon to fix this. This is an issue. You're supposed to be able to like equip weapons and unequip them, but I cannot get it to unequip Unequip his weapon. Get out of combat stance, fool. If I run a bit. Or should we just try and get some sticks? Here we go. I'll try and make a sword. Or a weapon of some sort. Okay, then we need stones. At least I've got a half decent spawn for the generally speaking, with the stones, it'll be the smaller ones and not the bigger ones you can pick up. The bigger ones you have to hit with a axe or a pick. So I'm just gonna make anything because it doesn't matter what you make. Top left is where your HUD is. The little white bar at the very top is your level. The red bar is your health. The yellow or orange bar is your stamina. Then you got your water. Oh, sorry, thirst, hunger, ability type, like your religion type thing, and then your temperature. So as like most games, it's got your usual things. So now I should have a weapon, so I bring up my weapon wheel, I can bring out that, and I can put it away, and that, as you can see, is taking it out of combat stance. It's the only way I can find to do it. And if you look down, you see your actual body. There's none of this horse crap like CD Projekt pool, where they're like, let's do stuff that you haven't actually got set as your character, let's do that as set, and then when you try and get help, they go, no, get stuffed. They're not doing that. So I do give them props for that. It's just a shame that they have abandoned the gamer base that made them all their money. It is super annoying that they've done that. And it's only been since Tencent got hold of them. Prior to that, they were bringing out fairly regular, like 3-4 times a year you'd get DLC. It'll give you armor, weapon skins, building pieces and stuff like that. So there you go, I'm clothed. Now combat is quite good in this. They've got all your different weapon styles, so your swords, your axes, maces, bows, all that sort of stuff. There is base building, so you can build a base. There's your abilities. Strength is how strong you are, so that'll, as you look onto the right, as you level up to your points, you'll get buffs. So that's more like your carry weights. Agility is more like how easily you can fall down cliff faces and not get hurt and dodge. Vitality is how resilient you are towards certain things. Accuracy is more like bows. Grit is how, like if you're climbing a rock, how well you can climb the rock without losing stamina. Encumbrance is how much weight you can carry. But as you can see through on the right hand side, it doesn't just do how much weight you can carry. It does things like, if you've got a certain amount of weight, can you still dodge, or stuff like that. And survival is stuff like, if you're a low level and you've got high survival, you can eat raw meat and not get sick. Whereas a normal person who doesn't have high survival, if they eat raw meat that isn't cooked, then obviously they'll take damage. The sandstorms, they still haven't corrected that dirty big blind spot in the middle of the screen, but along the south side of the river, like if I bring up the map, you see the cursor, this river here, up to about this point here is called Noob River. In game it's not called that, but it's known as Noob River because whenever you're new to the game or new to the server, you will spawn along here. South side of the river it's an unwritten rule that if you're on the south side of the river, you're usually a new player to that server. And that's where a lot of griefers on this game will set up camp. They will build a building there and wait for a fresh spawn like me to come to Noob River and go, oh, we can get him because he's only low level, hasn't got good gear, we can kill him. So if you're playing the game, just be cautious of that. It has gotten better since it's died in the rear end because of their abandonment of the console over PC. So as you saw, if I bring up here and go to... Actually no, not in there, in there. I am literally the only person on this server. It is a public server and I'm the only person on here. And that is purely because Funcom stabbed all the console users in the back and stopped releasing stuff. That they've all gone, well, screw you, we'll go play something else. The NPCs, that character over there that's fighting that turtle looking thing. Not turtle, goblin looking thing. That's not a turtle. If you've got a trudgeon, you can knock them out and break them. Which means you can turn them from an enemy NPC to a friendly NPC, or your slave, or they call them thralls. That is the main mechanic of the game that they use as a sell point. You can break thralls, in other words, or capture thralls. Almost any humanoid or human person can be turned into a thrall, and most animals, if you can capture a younger version, so if I can find them, there's a crocodile along here somewhere. I can hear it. Where is he? He's probably over there fighting them, is he? Oh yeah, drinking, just go to the river and drink. It's a little odd that you can drink straight out of a river, which goes out to an ocean. Because wouldn't this be salt water? But whatever. We're not going to worry about that. Like that character there, you can knock it out, turn it into a thrall. The crocodile that's with her, oh, it's a him. If you can find a baby croc, you can grab it and stick it in an animal pen and let it grow up and turn it into one of your pets. You can swim. There is a dungeon that is almost fully underwater. And as you can see this here, this is someone's base. If you've ever played Ark, you know exactly how the base building works. It's pretty much the same. In my opinion, it's better than Ark's, the way they do it. But it's almost exactly the same thing. You've got a square base, a triangle base, and you build off. Kind of like Lego, you build off the shapes. So you got a square, square, you can put walls on the square. Fallout 76 does exactly the same. With stairs on it. This one here is actually a DLC. That is the Frontier one, which was the 3rd DLC. Depending on the server settings, on whether anyone can access anyone else's stuff. There's 3 types of settings. There's public, or no ownership, which means that whatever you build is the servers and anyone can access it. Then there's open, which means you've got to manually lock your stuff, so like doors and stuff like that, you've got to lock them so no one can get in. We missed a spot there with this protection, so we'll go up. And then there's the locked ones, which means that all your workbenches, all your boxes and stuff like that are automatically locked. They cannot be accessed. I prefer it to have so you've got to manually lock everything. That is, in my opinion, better. But each person's got their own playstyles. And this is a map room. If you've gone around the map and found there's a tower just up the river here, which has got an obelisk. If you find them all, you can then access this by pressing the button, and it will teleport you around the map. But you've got to find them first. And if you look on the map room, that's the unnamed city. That's the sulfur lakes. That bridge just there, that you can see on the thing, is... can you see it from here? Yes, you can. That is that broken bridge there. Obviously, the map inside the map room is before the in brackets Great War, because there was a Great War here, and the humans didn't like what their captors were doing, so they busted everything. Not the humans, the captors busted all the stuff, because apparently the humans were using these bridges to go to spots they weren't supposed to be going to and stuff like that, so they broke the bridges. It's like, we can still go there anyway, but that's not the point. It's a story. Well, that's Conan. That's the half hour. Goods are good gameplay, good mechanic. If you're going to buy it and play with your friends, by all means do it. I do not recommend giving them any money, so do not buy the DLCs or anything like that, because they are scumbags. They betrayed the console users. Unless you want it, don't do it to give them help, because they don't need it, and they don't care about it. If they actually cared about the console users, they would have turned around and gone, okay. They were nice enough to give us all this money for all the DLCs prior. Let's do the right thing and help them out with the DLCs or whatever. But no, they have given us nothing since the new map came out for PC. Graphics, as you can see, quite good. My guy is complaining because he's hungry, but it's like, I'm about to leave, stupid. Combat, obviously if I had a sword, you can attack everything. Health bar. It may not always end up well for you, but you know what, actually, not fucking. Dig trees. You can dig rocks. So yeah, there you go. Ark-like. Better than Ark, gameplay wise and graphics. Graphics wise, in my opinion, it's way better than Ark. Ark, like, your characters look like they're made of Play-Doh and not good quality Play-Doh. Yes, Ark's character customization is more freedom, but when your character still looks like a spud, and you can fall through the map at any point, it's like, come here. But yeah, if I was to give it a score out of 10, before they stabbed us all in the back on the consoles, it would have been an 8 or 9 out of 10. Since they've started stabbing us in the back, 7 out of 10. Well, I'm going to call it there. If it's on sale, or it's cheap, by all means buy it. Jump on your own server, play offline. If you've got friends, your friends can join your offline game, just turn your game to online. Obviously they can't join you while you're not online, and it can be good fun. They are tethered to you, so they can only be within a certain distance of you, but that's fine. If you're off just screwing around, it's a good time. So I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna call it. So this is Conan Exiles. Probably Tuesday I'll do another one. I might do the Asian one I was talking about, Akiba's Strip. It's meant to be a play on words of Akiba's Trip, but it's written in strip. It's got a strip mechanic. When you hit people, they can break their armor. But I'll show it and you'll see what I mean. There's 2 games in the series. One's a beat and one's a trip. So I'll show one and I'll talk about both, because they're both about the same quality. Take it easy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you next time.